Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for logging on to this quick forecast update. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite with Southern Indiana weather. Is it going to be a trick or a treat for Halloween this year? Well, I guess it depends on your perspective. If you like burr cold, uh, good hot chocolate weather, maybe to put it more in the positive, well, then it's a treat for you. But for the rest, maybe a trick. I've got some very cold conditions for your Halloween forecast and a little bit of snow potentially in there too. It's all in this video. We're sponsored tonight by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call, 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. And of course, tell them that Southern Indiana Weather sent you. Just take a look at this powerful trough digging in tomorrow night, folks. All the models are now in really some pretty good agreement with everything. You can see it sort of let me change my coloring here. You can just see this trough just sort of digging down in here. You get a nice little moisture plume with it. The 540 thickness line this far south, that's a typical rain snow changeover line, so that gives you an idea of how cold things are going to get around here tomorrow evening, afternoon, and especially tomorrow evening during the trick-or-treating times. Here's what the NAM says. Here's what the GFS says. Here's what the Euro says. Here's what the Canadian says. You get the point. They all look just about very much same. Good model agreement on this, on the chance of some flurry activity. But the biggest story by far will be the temperatures. Folks, we've got a powerful cold front that's going to move through tomorrow. Now, I think our high tomorrow, not a whole lot of change to the forecast. Tomorrow morning, we're going to bottom out. We'll start at about 44, 45 degrees, right around in there tomorrow morning. We're only going to rise about another 3 to 5 degrees over the course of the day, and then that cold front's going to move through midday. So probably by say 1 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, in that time frame, our temperatures will start to plummet pretty fast after that, and we'll fall into the 40s during those afternoon hours. It's going to get very windy as well. And then take a look at this. Here is your forecasted temperatures for 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. Whenever you've got the middle of trick or treating, this is 7 p.m. Eastern, so that would be 6 o'clock Central Time, right during the prime time for trick-or-treating hours. Take a look at this. 35 in Bloomington, 34 Terre Haute, 40 around Vincennes, 41 Evansville, 38 in the Huntingburg area, 40 around Louisville. You get the idea, folks. It's going to be a cold trick-or-treating evening, and unfortunately, I've got even worse news for you. Here's a potential of some light snow around in the area as well. This actually is for about 1 a.m. before a lot of the bigger snow squalls get down to us, and I say bigger in the sense of maybe some heavier snow showers rather than just flurries. It is possible that we see some snow showers tomorrow night with this. Right now, high resolution NAM keeps us essentially dry for the trick-or-treating hours, which is a good thing, but we'll keep an eye on that and monitor and see whether that continues to hold or not. The good news is, though, it's not going to be anything big by any means with this. In fact, if you just take a look at snow accumulations over this, the high-res NAM is saying just a light dusting could be squeezed out of these storms down here in our area. Possibly some lake effect snow up here. In fact, they've even got some winter weather advisories out for portions of northern Indiana because of the potential for some lake effect snow. But for us, I don't expect any driving problems. If you're up at the time that some of this stuff moves in, it'll just be really pretty, and it'll be the first snowfall of the season, but I don't think much of anything will stick unless you get maybe to the tops of some cars briefly when you get some just some super cooled surfaces. But by and large, that would be about it. The biggest story here is going to be temperatures and wind. Just enjoy the flurries if you end up getting them tomorrow night, folks. Here's forecasted winds during your trick-or-treating hours, and you can see in this green scale a 10 to 20 knot wind, folks. That's going to be whipping. Let's just say a 10 to 20 mile per hour wind is what we're going to be looking at. Knots are just a little bit more than miles per hour, but just for the simplicity of conversion, if you assume a 10 to 20 mile per hour wind with temperatures at that time being in the upper 30s, let's just pull the wind chill chart up here to give you an idea. Let's say 38, so you split the difference between 35 and 40, and let's go with a 10 to 20 mile per hour wind, and you see, well, anywhere on the low side of 24 to 34 would be the wind chill values that we would be seeing during the trick-or-treating hours. So you get the idea, folks, that it's going to be a very cold night. Bundle up your kiddos in layers. and keep moving. And that's your strategy to keep warm. And it may be one of those Halloween nights where the kiddos don't stay out as long as they do some of the others because it's going to be bitter cold. And maybe you can find a church activity that's got a trick or treating going on inside the building or something like that. It's going to be a downright cold night. There's just no other way to cut it. So you've been forewarned, folks. Plan accordingly. And Halloween, I think, can still be a fun night for all of us, but we're just going to have to dress a little bit warmer than we would have last year. Last year we had severe weather on Halloween with temperatures in the 60s, so what a change a year makes. SouthernIndianaWeather.com. We'll take a look at your 10-day forecast. Going down again to about 44 degrees tonight under partly cloudy skies with some showers. We've already got some showers starting to move into the area. We got about a 50% chance of seeing some light shower activity tonight. Again, tomorrow is going to be mostly cloudy, breezy, and cold. Our high comes early in the day. Falling through the afternoon hours, it will be in through the mid to upper 30s. By the time the trick-or-treating hours, again with dew points anywhere from 25 to 35 in that wind chills rather than dew points, excuse me. Wind chills in the 25 to 35 range. It's going to be downright cold tomorrow night. Again, dress warm. Possibly a few snow showers, especially late during the overnight hours. We may be able to see those a little bit more if you're up. And biggest change for that, of course, is the first freeze for many. I'm forecasting a low of 29 degrees on Friday night into Saturday morning when you wake up. Only up to 45, becoming mostly sunny on Saturday. Another cold night down to 28. Another very hard freeze for us on Saturday night. 51, that'll be a refreshing change, as cool as that is on Sunday, up to the upper 50s again, and then more rain possible later into the next week. So bundle up the kiddos, folks. Halloween will be fun this year, but it's going to be a cold one. Keep it tuned here to SouthernIndianaWeather.com throughout the day on Halloween for updates as the day progresses. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.